Hey guys, how you doing? Here with another Loser Donald segment, and so I want to address a couple of things with you guys before I get onto the segment, which is people are wondering why am I doing this on the weekends and doing it live? Because we want to do 100 of these before the election, and we started 100 days before the election, so we're going to do one every single day. Why is it called Loser Donald? Some of you think, hey, it should be something more clever. No, that's the whole point. He does this kind of tactic against his opponents, Lion Ted, Little Marco, etc. We're just giving him a taste of his own medicine. And overall, why do this? Well, look, this guy is running for and has a chance to be leader of the free world and lead our republic. And I think he is a danger to the republic. I don't think he understands what America's about, and I think he is grossly incompetent, which is the whole point of these segments. And it's my job to inform you guys of that because I know all the details and I've got to share it with you guys because I don't want you making the wrong decision. This guy couldn't manage his way out of a paper box. Paper box, paper bag, okay? And all he's ever gotten is because of his daddy. So all these guys who say, "Oh yeah, maybe he's not as rich as he says he is, but he's still richer than you." Hey guys, you all would have been richer than me if you had Fred Trump as your dad. The guy gave him basically $200 million. So it's not that difficult to be rich when your daddy gives you $200 million. But I have a story about his dad here for this segment that you guys got to hear about. So his dad, starting him in business, first off, gives him a $1 million trust. It's not a loan as Trump calls it. No, it was just money that he was given, and he got about, in today's dollars, about I think $1.3 million over 5 years. Just flat out payment from his dad for being his boy. And look, if you're a dad with $200 million and you want to give your son that just to get a little started a little bit, I get it, no problem. Okay, but that's not an advantage that almost anyone else has. Okay, so what does he do with that? He immediately, of course, bungles it. So then his dad helps him with business and sets him up on so that he could buy a couple of hotels that he brags about now. He loses money on the first one. On the second one, the city gives him a $40 million tax abatement. On top of that, his father co-signs the loan. Otherwise, he couldn't even get the loan in the first place. Then his dad gives him a credit line at Chase. And you know what he does? As always, throughout his entire career, he bankrupts himself. Now, there's the 6 formal bankruptcies, but if you actually follow Donald Trump's career, you notice that there's a ton that are not called bankruptcies where the company just loses money or it just goes out of business without going into bankruptcy. Or they write off the entirety of the loan and go, okay, sad day, we're not going to be able to recover it because this guy bungled it so badly. So now I just want to go back in time again a little bit to his daddy's giving him all this stuff. He's giving him a line of credit at Chase, which is so valuable. He's given him over $1 million. And so he has all these advantages throughout the 1970s. And then in 1978, in his tax returns of Donald Trump, all of a sudden you got a loss of $406,000. Jesus Christ, with all the money that your dad gave you and all the line of credit, you're still losing money. In today's dollars, that's $1.5 million he lost in 1978. Then in 1979, it gets worse. He reports a negative income of $3.4 million. That's $11.2 million in today's money. The guy can't help but lose. If you read the whole history of his businesses, there's almost no wins. It's loss after painful loss. And so right in the beginning, he's like, oh, I got this thing figured out. We're going to put Trump on everything. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to be winning with this. And immediately he starts losing. Now, he will claim it's very savvy business to go bankrupt and to lose all that money. All of his supporters will come in and go, no, he's just doing that for tax reasons so he could rip off the American taxpayer and not pay any taxes, even though he's actually incredibly rich. Well, that's not really a great argument on his behalf, but even so, it's not true. So if you thought it was some sort of clever business maneuver, no. In 1980, his dad has to step in again and lend him $7.5 million. With all of his advantages, he still can't do it because he's a loser. He's grotesquely incompetent. Don't let this man be the most powerful man on earth. He can't manage a goddamn thing. And so with all those advantages, all he cares about is his own ego. And that's part of the reason, by the way, he goes bankrupt so many times. Because instead of worrying about how you're going to make money or how you're going to turn a profit or how you're going to actually give a return to your investors or deliver for your customers, all he's worried about is his own ego. Trump, 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 Trump. So again, in 1980, this is well into his career now. His daddy has to bail him out again and give him a $7.5 million loan. And this is, of course, before he rescues him several more times, which I'll tell you in other Loser Donald segments, and then finally gives him a gigantic inheritance. This guy is a loser through and through. Whatever you do, don't make the mistake of putting this guy in charge of our country. So your Loser Donald segment for the day involves his daddy bailing him out for what had to be, I think at that point, a half a dozen times by the time he was in 1980. And trust me, guys, if you guys had any kind of advantage like this, if your dad was that rich and kept giving you millions of dollars over and over again, you'd have done a hell of a lot better than Trump. In fact, if all you did was put your money in the stock market, you'd already have $3 billion, which Trump has nowhere near that kind of money. This alleged billionaire is not even close to $1 billion. That's because every time he gets new money given to him by his daddy or by creditors like Russia or the United Arab Emirates, etc., he blows it. He blows it every time. And if you're thinking one more thing, and if you're thinking, okay, that was awesome. Press the wrong button. Okay, and if you're thinking, well, he's won the primaries. No, this is exactly what happens. Every time it looks like he's going to do really well, he huffs and he puffs. And by the end, since he's such a bad manager, there's a collapse. And that collapse probably is happening right now as we speak in the general election. So that's Loser Donald for you in a nutshell. All right, see you on Monday.